The contest begin, and we begin with the test speech. May I call upon Sandhya Shyama, speech title Yashoda. Yashoda, Sandhya Shyama.
She stood here, the finest of the red silk adorning her body, her hair flowing all down till her knees, and she leaned on to that magnificent pillar of the palace, staring at that white, full, beautiful moon, trying to hide behind the clouds. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, Yashoda, the princess of Lumbini, the privileged, the blessed, the first lady of the country. She walked into this palace at the tender age of 16 as the beautiful bride of Prince Gautam. And this night, when she stands here, she has already passed hours counting the stars in the sky, hours listening to the twitter of the cricket. And then finally, when the morning bird gave out its sweet chirp, she realized she should get some sleep at least, so that when the morning dawns, the kingdom does not see the puffed eyes but the pleasant smiling face of the princess. She turned back and walked towards her bedroom. But when she saw her baby lying down on a comfortable couch, sleeping, she paused for a moment. A faint smile passed her lips, but her trembling lips, her flickering eyes could not hold the tears. It flowed down. She took her robe and wiped it off. She walked again slowly to the bed, and she sat down near the baby. As she lay down beside him, she hugged him close. The baby gave a sweet wee of cry. Not sure if it's anguish in his mother's heart or the wet dress that woke him up. But he was a little irritated, and Yashoda slowly patted him back to sleep. As she was turning this side and that side to get some sleep, an occasional sound of her heavy anklet piercing through the silence of the night, she heard one more sound. In the next room, the magnificent, the majestic, the Prince Gautam. He was walking frantically this side and that side. Yashoda could hear the heavy footstep dragging across the floor. And then a few minutes of silence. She knows now he should be there at that window, gazing at the infinite sky for minutes. Or maybe he has given a long pause at the middle of the corridor with closed eyes and locked hands. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just one of a night that happened, but this has been just one among the series of sleepless nights that followed the lonely days in the private rooms of that palace. Hours would have passed, and then suddenly, almost full asleep, Yashoda heard those footsteps coming nearby. It was coming closer, closer and closer, and she could feel her husband touching her feet. For a moment, she thought she is getting back all the happiness in life. For a moment, she forgot all the days when he had said that she and her baby are the stumbling blocks in his path. For a moment, she thought her days no longer will start with the gloomy eyes of her husband and end with his stories about anguish, suffering. For a moment, she thought life is coming back to her life. And then suddenly she realized he got up, walked to the other side of the bed, and sat near the baby. With half closed eyes, she saw that he had put his hands on the baby's forehead and was staring at him. But Yashoda saw that there were no tears in his eyes. But she also noticed that there was a peace in his eyes which she hasn't seen for long. And before she could realize what was happening, he suddenly got up and she heard the footstep going far, far and far. Yashoda sprung up from her sleep and she ran towards the door. When she opened the magnificent doors of the palace and looked out, and she saw her husband walking away, and she realized that she has lost her husband to the world to be praised for generations as Gautam Buddha.
Contestant number 7, Dirish Mohan. Dirish Mohan, contestant number 7.
Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters and Sandhya in particular. Sandhya, let me tell you a few things that I will not do as a part of my evaluation. I will not recite poetry or use high-ended quotes from Shakespeare to describe your speech. I will not resort to hyperbolic analogies like a lotus blossoming from waters, and I shall not use theatrics because I believe 7 minutes of your stage time deserves 2 minutes of my uncluttered, original and dedicated evaluation. Sandhya, what really took this speech to the next level was the brilliance in conceptualization of the speech. The world will speak of Gautam Buddha and what he has done and sacrificed for the rest. Little will anybody speak of the perspective of Yashoda and her son having left behind what they need to for their husband. And that is the case with success always. Any successful person has a support system, as Mr. Kumaravel said, friends, family and fools who support us. This speech really brings to the fore the power of sacrifice of those characters. The second aspect of your speech that really took me was the brilliance in usage of words, the descriptions of the sky, triads, the magnificent pillars. Now words can be used to describe, but your words also communicated emotions. Emotions of a concerned mother, emotions of a troubled wife, emotions of a detached Gautama Buddha. The third aspect of your speech was the brilliance in creation of the scene, the magic of the scene as I call it. When Gautam Buddha touches the feet of Yashoda, that was a scene that created conflict of redemption or loss, conflict of forgiveness or attainment, and through that particular scene, you left us behind with a message in your speech. If I were to offer you a few suggestions to drive this speech to the next level, the first aspect any audience will look at is what's this speech all about? What's in it for me? And I found that answer only towards the end of the speech. Typically in Toastmasters we say, tell them what you want to tell them and tell them all that you have told them. I believe the speech was in the power of sacrifice. How you use that and try to realign the speech, it would have had a greater power of effectiveness. The second aspect of your speech was with respect to orientation of characters. The first scene is there where she's gazing at the skies. There is a scene where she's in the bedroom and Gautama Buddha in the other room. I felt there was a lack of orientation of characters and the palace, and therefore it created a sense of confusion midway through the speech. The third aspect was I felt that the conclusion was a little too abrupt. I would have loved to have your personal take on this concept. I would love to hear what you have to say and leave the audience behind with. Had you brought forth that aspect into your speech and personalized it, it would have had a greater impact on the audience. Sandhya, this speech speaks of people who go through struggles. It's a beautiful perspective of what people go through, what seldom is understood of people like Yashoda who go through. I thought that really came to the fore. I loved the way you enumerated it, brought forth the picturization. a relook at the aspects, a realignment of the concept, and I think this speech will last a lifetime. Thank you so much.